guys. And if you're gonna pay them, I would wait at least a year before I paid any of them. And I don't know, Ron, if you wrote in that, but if you go from third to fifth, there's a bump there, it's like a ski jump. And there's no sign saying bump. I mean, if you scarf a road that much, you put a sign, caution, bump. I mean, that's quite a thing. One more thing I wanted to talk to you about, I just noticed it tonight when I come in. I parked next to the handicap spot right out there in front of City Hall. If a handicapped person parked in that spot, got out of the car, she'd step in a paddle that big and that deep, around City Hall. Now, you're just telling us to keep, take pride in the city, keep our neighborhoods clean, you're gonna do this and do that. Around City Hall and downtown should be no potholes, it should be spotless. During the parade, where they painted the signs, the lines for people to walk, on Fifth and Bridge, if you go up there, they painted all the lines, and there's potholes like this, right next to them. Why in God's name wasn't that taken care of before they painted them? That's all I got to say.
I'm not talking about all this, so don't worry about it. Hello, I'm Linda Goodness. I live at 210 West 4th. I am here tonight representing the Board of Trustees for the Heritage Foundation of Oswego County. As you may know, Mark Slozak gave us an excellent presentation at the Marine Museum on Saturday about the history of Oswego, and in particular the history of the waterfront with an emphasis on the Cahill Building. We as a community also welcomed hundreds to our historic waterfront for Paddle Fest, an event designed to highlight and celebrate our history along our river. As I saw in the newspaper, you, our city government, hopefully us, are considering future waterfront development in terms of long-term development. What do we want to see there? The community is totally behind preservation at this point. We have hundreds of signatures on petitions regarding the Cahill Building in particular. We had very vocal attendance at our Heritage Foundation meeting on Saturday. After we had the presentation, we had quite a discussion about what can we do about the Cahill Building and waterfront development in our community, and how do we preserve our natural resources, which include our historic buildings. And we've also seen a lot of significant and very successful investment in our historic properties in Oswego, which I think points to how important they are to our community. In particular, with the Cahill Building, it's a vital historic building on our waterfront, one of the few we still have that represent our history on the waterfront. And we as the Heritage Foundation and those that support us respectfully request that the Cahill Building get the needed repairs to stabilize and preserve it so that we'll continue to preserve our past while contributing to our future. The building cannot wait for those future development plans to be made, to be at least stabilized and saved, to be a part of those plans. So it really needs our investment and our commitment to it right now to preserve it so it can be part of our historic waterfront and contribute to our future. Thank you very much.
Yes, I actually signed up before the speaker. I'm going second, so I would like to yield the floor to Amy first. And I'll speak after.
Thank you. I just wanted to say a few things in advance of the vote tonight to discuss hiring Don Poland to help us with some consulting for the community in our urban revitalization or upstate revitalization initiative competition. We had discussed last week about hiring Don to help us and to help provide professional services so that we can prepare a competitive and data-driven strategic plan to submit to the Central New York Regional Economic Development Council. I just want to point out that his work will be utilized to support the Regional Economic Development Council work groups, and those work groups are put together and populated by people in the community and in the region, and that his work will create a strategic plan that will be delivered formally through the online application. They have a deadline of August 7th, so we have approximately a month to complete that work. Don's consulting will be utilized for a multi-purpose effort as well. His work will support the regional competitiveness of the Upstate Revitalization Initiative and the City of Oswego's representation in the Central New York RADC plan. His work will be structured so that it can be utilized beyond the scope of the URI, so that the City of Oswego has a comprehensive, contextual, and thoughtful strategic plan that supports the objectives of the URI, job creation, and wealth generation. We certainly have some game-changing opportunities on the horizon and wonderful strengths like the waterfront to build upon. We need a solid plan in order to properly prepare. One of the things that came up last week and last week's committee meeting was about collaboration, and I just wanted to let you know that we met this morning actually with a group of us. We had county representation and city representation to talk about working together with this, and I have the county support with working with this consultant. We met with Legislator Tressiter and Legislator Broadwell and Dave Turner. We also met with Councilman Barlow and Councilman Van Buren, the mayor, myself, and our community development director, Justin Mudgig. And we talked with Don Poland over in a conference call. The information that Don was able to provide was compelling, and I think he presented himself well, and what he'll be able to provide to the community will be of great value to us and benefit in the future. I also wanted to just make note that assuming that the vote moves forward to hire Don this evening, that there will be an opportunity to have public participation happen this Thursday evening from 6:30 to 8:30. Don will be here on Thursday and Friday to meet with stakeholders and also have that public participation session. That would be here in this room from 6:30 to 8:30. So, thank you.
Hi, I'm George Koenig. I live at 51 Bronson Street. As a member of the Heritage Foundation and a grassroots organization called Save Oswego's Historic Sites, I have an interest in both historic preservation as it is a complement of economic revitalization in the city. And so I would like to just urge the council to approve any funding possible for grants that would support this kind of effort. I know we always say we're strapped for money and we don't know if we can really can or should spend that money, but I think it's extremely urgent that we do so. Thank you.
Your Honor, members of the Common Council, I'd like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in public session. Tonight, I am here to give a petition to the Common Council, but prior to that, I'd like to explain that my alderman, Eric Van Buren, is fully aware of it. He did not ask me to do this. And the reason I say that is because when I sat in the seat where Councilman Walker is for 10 years, one thing that really drove me crazy was when somebody came up here to address a problem without first addressing it to their representative. So Eric has been in dialogue with the people in Brittany Hills, and he has done a good job with that dialogue, but I think we need to go a step further. I am here to present a petition from 101 homeowners of the Brittany Hills subdivision. That's out of 103. 2 people did not sign it because one lives out of state and her place is for sale, and another was unreachable. Everyone contacted was enthusiastic about signing the petition. I have a copy of the banner of the petition that people signed. I didn't want to kill that many trees. I have the petition for the city clerk. So I have one for each of you and the city attorney.
I remember those days,
Remember that,
Ed.
right? All right. While Eric is
He was the
delivering
principal
those,
when I was there. Ed was top of the food chain, not
he always
teacher.
had to pass out papers. While Eric is passing those out, I believe that all of the council members and the mayor received an email from me today, and that email contained a number of pictures of the roads of Brittany Hill. Now, if you couldn't open the email, or if you didn't receive it, I also have a CD here with the same pictures, which I'll present to the city clerk with the petition. And before I begin, don't read them, I'm going to read them to you. Before I begin, I'd like the aldermen, if at all possible, and the mayor, to take down two numbers, any place on that header or on your agenda or wherever. Please take down these two numbers. You'll be quizzed later. $10,873,200. That's $10,873,200. The second number is $703,740. $703,740. There'll be a test in a little bit. If you don't mind, I don't usually read to people who have it in front of them, but I would like to read the petition into the public record and for the people here tonight who don't have a copy of it. We, the undersigned homeowners of Brittany Hills subdivision, petition the Oswego Common Council to design and fund a capital project to provide a proper road surface, drainage improvements, and curbing to all streets within the development. There's a little history here. The Brittany Hills subdivision was opened with an agreement with the city of Oswego. Like most new developments, a base layer of binder macadam was installed as a roadway around 1998. It was common practice to establish a permanent top coating once the majority of the development was completed. The roads in Brittany Hill have not been totally resurfaced since the original construction. All lots within the development have been sold, and there are only 5 lots left for construction purposes. Most vacant lots are owned by adjacent homeowners. In the last 17 years, drainage problems have occurred within the development. They are easily documented by the Department of Public Works work orders. Ponds of water in driveways, silt washout, road surfaces deteriorating, and buried storm catch basins are just a few of our problems that we are facing. Winter plowing tears up the surface eroded during the year because of improper drainage. The road base has deteriorated to such a degree that the shoulders are collapsing, weeds are growing in the cracks, continually weakening the base coat. Previous road cuts are sinking, causing damage to cars, and potholes are plentiful. A lack of curbs has caused a great deal of the above drainage problems. The lack of curb drops at driveway entrances allows for the deterioration of private driveways due to improper drainage and winter plowing. The cost of continuous repairs to driveway aprons falls to the homeowner. We are asking the city to provide for us what they have provided for hundreds of blocks in the city of Oswego. Gentlemen, we have a problem up there. It's not a problem that can be corrected easily by the DPW. Mike Smith has done an outstanding job in trying to help us, but it's not one that can be conducted by them. I hope that you will, this summer and fall, look at this plan and talk about a plan for us. I hope that you will, this winter, put together bid specs and put it out to bid when contractors are hungry for work. And I hope that next season, next construction season, we have these taken care of in Brittany Hill. Now, the people of Brittany Hills do not expect that this could be done in this season, but we do expect that you do take a look at it, and we hope that you will see our point. Okay. Any questions I can answer for anybody? Seeing none, I have 2. What's the first number? Mike? 10 million. And what is it? It's the assessed valuation of all of the properties in Brittany Hills. I received it from the assessor's office under a, I asked for it from the assessor's office and filed a, whatever, a FOIL. Yeah. So 10,000, or 10 million, see you got me doing it, Mike, 10,873,200. That's our assessment. The second number, it's not our taxes. The second number is the amount of money that you have received from the CHIPS funds for years 2012, 13, and 14. Almost $750,000. Any questions? Seeing none, I'll deliver this to the
I don't know what to say.
I'm not really sure you can follow them.
I don't have a test, I don't have any numbers, I just have a few words that I'll share with everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to come before you, Mr. Mayor, Councilman, tonight. I've had the pleasure of being in the position of the Executive Director of the Greater Oswego-Fulton Chamber of Commerce for a little over 7 months now, and it has been one of the most positive experiences that I've had in my life. Even though that the job has many challenges as I entered into it, we've heard some statements made tonight about collaboration and partnerships and my opportunity to work with the city, with you, Mayor, with you, Councilman, with the City Chamberlain, with the DPW Commissioner, with the Purchasing Department, and with just about every department you can imagine in this city has been a great experience of collaboration and partnership, because everyone that I have dealt with at their heart and soul has had the best interest of this city as we try to move forward and build a better city out of the treasure that we already have. You know, it all started, well, it started in November for me, but a lot of it started to come to the surface with the beginning of Farmers Market. All of this was new to me, and we started seeing vendors come in and applications come in, and we're wondering what's going to happen, how's it going to work, can we do this? And again, with the support of DPW, with the support of the police department and the fire department, I think the Farmers Market has been a great success this year, with a little diversity in the way that we're presenting each night with themes. For an example, this coming Thursday will be a collaboration between the fire department and the police department to bring a water safety and pedestrian safety night. We tried to get a dunking booth, but the councilman and the mayor's all backed out, so there was nobody to attend in it. So I'm sorry about that, folks, and I wasn't about to do it all by myself, but that's a little joke. I believe there was some planning problems with it that had nothing to do with personnel. But with the farmers market and with the police department's support and with DPW bringing the bandstand down and just helping us prepare and presenting an opportunity for people that live here, but also for people to come to our city and identify with some of the benefits that we can provide to them each and every week. Also in March, we started with a cleanup project, which was a beginning with a conversation between a couple of people saying, let's walk down Bridge Street and pick up a few papers and make a representation of what we can do in a small group and make change of people moving forward to take it into their own hands to help our city, our DPW, to make a city a cleaner place. Well, what came out of that were 65 people showing up on a Sunday morning for 2 hours with 15 different areas within the city that we all hand in hand work together to clean up, and that has now evolved into projects that continue, which today 2 gentlemen were sunbathing in the fountains out in Civic Plaza, suffering in the heat, painting those fountains so that there'd be more of a representation, a better representation of Civic Plaza as we move forward in our summer. Other things that have taken place that I'm very proud of are the engagements that we've been able to enter into with event management companies here in the city, with the summer concert series with Nate Emmons and Just Push Play Productions. What was once a 3-concert series in the summer is now an 8-concert series throughout the summer. And with Nate's energy and thought and moving forward with that, I think the people that have experienced the summer concert series on Friday nights has found it to be a great presentation. 2 people sitting off to my left here of Create Studios, Heath and Chris Jones, have been a great partner with the Chamber as well, helping to bring on an Independence Day celebration that I think, as somebody said in the elevator coming up here, is one of the best they've seen in years. He happens to be one of the councilmen. I had to drive in it, so I saw a lot of people. I didn't see a lot of the parade, but what I saw going down Bridge Street was just people enjoying Oswego, people enjoying that event, and people coming together and having a good time. And I thank Chris and Heath and Create for putting that together. They've also been involved in Try Oswego, and I don't know if anybody had the chance to look down the river at any point on Saturday, but there were over 600 boats on that river from Fulton to Oswego. And I had a chance to look out on the river around 3 o'clock, and there were still plenty of boats coming in. So anybody that just happened to be driving down 48, looking over 481 or just parked in a parking lot, probably were saying, this is a pretty cool place to be, and I'd love to be a part of it. So we continue to move forward with collaboration and partnerships to make our city better, but that's the only way that we can work for, or move forward and work together to make this city better, is by joining together and partnering with people such as Create and Just Push Play Productions, and in Fulton we were working with the Jazz Fest Committee, but the Chamber recognizing the fact that we can't do all of these things on our own. We need help, we need people to work with us, and the city has been a great partner in doing that as we move forward. We have, as Amy talked about earlier, the Upstate Revitalization Initiative that's coming to the forefront. And that, again, is an opportunity for partnership and collaboration to work at its highest level. We cannot singly go forward with an application. We have to regionally work with people and ask, how can we work together to put that best application forward and be successful and hopefully be a winner within that $1.5 billion event. I know last week at the committee meetings, people were talking about it being a competition, that it shouldn't be. And I don't necessarily disagree with that, but that's the deal that we have. That's the game that we need to play, and that's the way that we're going to succeed. And the momentum that's been created through these events, through these collaborations, through these partnerships needs to continue so that we can, again, rebuild what we have here and make this treasure known not only to the people that live here, but attract people to want to come here and be a part of our community. Again, I have 7 months into the job. I look forward to 7 more and hopefully 7 more after that, and to continue to work with everybody in this room and whoever else is willing to step forward and be a part of this community and be part of this initiative and continue to gain momentum to make our city a better place to live, a better place to raise a family, and a better place to attract more people to want to come here. Thank you.
His Honor the Mayor. Councilor Enright.
Here.
Councilor McLaughlin. Councilor Todd. Councilor Walker. Councilor Barlow.
Here.
Councilor Van Buren.
Here.
Councilor Capelowitz.
Here.
All present, Your Honor.
Thank you. Under the mayor's report, I may be a little redundant here. I think it's important to recognize what we just experienced this past weekend. I see Chris and Heath there again, and I'm going to do what everybody else is going to thank them for what they've done. If you look at the community leaders, the sponsors, the volunteers, this is a city that's got its act together. And I think it's kind of like momentum that's building. Every week we're going to celebrate another event. This weekend alone, between the Paddle Fest, fishing tournament, the fireman concert, even St. Mary's Bazaar. That's a city that's got fun on its mind, and it's bringing people together in the community. And I want to remind everybody that Harbor Fest is just a week away, and that's kind of like the definitive moment for what we're doing. A lot of work goes into it, just like what we just accomplished last weekend. The sponsors, the volunteers, the people who are all heavy lifting. We do appreciate it. This is what makes the difference in our city. We also want to thank DPW, police, and fire, firefighters who help the city grow in the future. And I think it does have an impact on our economy. People coming here, people think taxes are what pay the cost of the city government. It is sales tax revenue. So when people shop locally, when people come here and they spend money here and they celebrate with us, it's good for the community. So I want to thank all those people that do that. And I see it's a moment that's growing. It's kind of like if you condense enough people, the change is going to happen, good change. And people start to change their minds. And then all of a sudden everybody thinks it's just a brilliant future. You can see it. You can see stuff. Again, I thank all you folks for what you've done, for all this stuff. I wanted to make sure I acknowledge that. I guess what we can do at this point in time is just keep up the good work and keep moving forward. Any of the councilors have any comments?
Thank you. Just briefly, since we've all talked about it, but I would like to thank Greg Mills and Chris and Heath and Create Solutions for all the work that they've done. I got to be a part of the cleanup of Civic Plaza, and they did a fantastic job organizing it and providing supplies and jobs and making sure that everybody was working, and it turned out great. I really appreciate the Second, I'd like to address Mr. Matat's comments. Just a little history on Ed. Mr. Matat, when I was there, it was his last year being principal of the Oswego Middle School, but prior to that, he was counselor for the 8th Ward for about 20 years or so. He did that for a long time. The 8th Ward is pretty much what the 6th Ward is now, so he used that area. He lived right around the same neighborhood that I do. Ed is a fantastic constituent. He was a mentor for many years when he was principal, and when I became counselor, he was great to talk to and kind of hear some things, so he has a lot of experience with this. I have talked to many residents in Brittany Hills about the issues up there with the roads and paving and how we're going to address that. A lot of them just, want us to get in there and pave, but the issue it's more than that. The issue with stormwater and drainage and all those things, that's absolutely the case. We need to address that on a whole host of problems so that we can get a long-term solution, not just a pave the road and then have it crumble in 5 years because we didn't address drainage. With that being said, how I would like to address that, the Riley Tank Replacement Project is an issue that affected Woodridge, Brittany Hills, and a large area of the Oak Hill district, which is the top of 7th Street, 8th Street, 9th Street, a few other areas on Dewar, and the water pressure issue. That was on the 5-year capital gains plan. So while that process was running through and we were working on that project, it's nearing completion and should be done around August. I have added on a curbing project for Brittany Hills subdivision to start the process on that. So I would like to, when this project is done, I have the intentions of bringing that forward for us to take another project off the 5-year capital gains plan and do more infrastructure. That's the process that I'm kind of holding to. I want the people of Brittany Hills to know that I am focusing on the issues in the area. I'm concerned about that, and it's definitely one of the top priorities I have. So just when I talk about that, the 5-year capital gains plan is something that really hadn't been utilized a lot, just in my opinion. We weren't taking a lot of projects off of it. It's supposed to be used as that piece that gives the city continuity to what they're doing throughout the whole city. They're capital projects that we can't do in-house. We generally have to put together bid specs and get a large bond for us to do it. That's something that we should all be focusing on. We should all be looking at what projects we should have. There's several other water towers in each of the wards that are going to need to be replaced. I would like to recommend a similar solution to what we did in Brittany Hills. It's cheaper, it's more efficient, it's better for us in the long term. Those are the type of things I'd like to see us start doing. I know I'll be pushing for my capital projects. I hope that the counselors and the counselors that are potentially coming in here can look at the same thing and look at us putting together a plan that's going to benefit the city in the long term. And it's something that we can all use to show the public this is what we're focusing on, taking their concerns into consideration when we do infrastructure projects.
Any other comments from the council?
Yeah, I would just like to build on what was said earlier with the pride in the city. And not too long ago, we had the Mancom Park was looking pretty run down. I don't know if anybody back there, just a matter of 4 or 5 years ago. And, the flower beds are all left in decay. The fence was looking pretty terrible. The circular bench was missing, had been missing for 10 years. Well, we got the bench put back. Now we have the beautiful circular bench. All of a sudden, we had flowers. People were donated money for flowers. The neighbors got together and they worked that flower bed. The DPW put in the fountain once more, and then we got the tree stewards came and we got our trees growing back up. We lost several trees during that ice storm, some big old oaks that came down, and just really a couple weeks ago, the DPW came down, and unbeknownst to Mike Smith, they came and fixed our north gate, welded it back up, and we're going to be painting that whole fence around there and replacing the benches. Now, the DPW's played a big part in that, and also for Paddle Fest, I don't know if anyone was down there before Paddle Fest, but those guys were working, helping out, and making everything run smooth. So I just want to thank the DPW for their part and what a difference it makes when we can all work together. The rest of the neighborhood and people jump in, and it just turns out beautiful. So thanks, Commissioner.
Any other comments? Seeing none, please call resolution number 282.
Resolution 282 would approve the minutes of the Common Council meeting held June 22nd, 2015. Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 283.
Resolution 283 would approve the use of public space at the request of Joseph Gunther, owner of property located at 47 West Schuyler Street, in order to erect a porch.
Counselor Enright and Counselor Todd. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 284.
Resolution 284 would approve the use of public space at the request of St. Stephen's Church in order to place advertising signs.
Counselor Barlow. Counselor Capelli. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 285.
Resolution 285 would approve the use of public space at the request of the Oswego Opera Theater in order to place advertising signs.
Counselor Capelowitz, Counselor is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 286.
Resolution 286 would approve the use of Brightbeck Park for a wedding rehearsal to be held Friday, August 21st, 2015.
Counselor Enright, Counselor Walker. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 287.
Resolution 287 would approve a closing of Sheldon Beach during Harbor Fest.
Counselor Todd. Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 288.
Resolution 288 would grant a variance of the noise ordinance to Jerry Millar, event volunteer for the first annual Oswego Porch Fest to be held Sunday, September 20th, 2015.
Todd, Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 289.
Resolution 289 would confirm the 2015 assessment roll for the city of Oswego.
Capelowitz, Counselor Van Buren. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 290.
Resolution 290 would authorize a public hearing regarding the Community Development Block Grant Program.
Counselor Walker? Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 291.
Resolution 291 would approve a bid submitted by Barrett Paving Materials Incorporated for the street milling and paving project.
Counselor McLaughlin, Counselor Walker. Any discussion? Counselor Capelowitz.
Yes, Your Honor, there was a number given by Mr. Todd earlier, $703,740, if I got that right. CHIPS funding over the last several years, and I believe about a good chunk of this is going to be some of that CHIPS money, along with some other resources that were received from Councilor Todd's work with the Senate. And it's nowhere near enough to do what we have to do in this city. It's going to just be when you look at it, and we have asked the commissioner to provide us with a map of exactly where this is going to be so the residents know that. We still need a game plan for the rest of the city, because it is, as another speaker pointed out today, I know we can plant flowers in many, and we have to deal with these streets and roads.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 292.
Resolution 292 would approve a bid submitted by the New Terrell Group for the sale of junk and abandoned vehicles.
Counselor Walker, Counselor McLaughlin. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution number 293.
Resolution 293 would approve the purchase of a hydraulic dump hot box for use by the Department of Public Works.
Counselor Walker and Counselor McLaughlin. Any discussion? Counselor Walker.
This dump box is going to help the city with these potholes, hopefully. Hopefully we can get a lot of them taken care of with this. I think it's going to be a good idea. I checked on it, and the older units did not work as good as this unit that they're going to get. And hopefully it'll pass tonight, and Mr. Smith can get some crews out and take care of some of these potholes.
Thank you. Any other comments? Counselor Kaplowitz.
And I understand, and if the Commissioner can correct me, I think there is one available, and we can get it here within the next few weeks.
Counselor Smith. Any other comments? Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 294.
Resolution 294 would approve a transfer of funds from the contingent account to the city clerk's office.
Counselor Todd, Counselor Kaplowitz. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 295.
Resolution 295 would approve a transfer of funds from the contingent account to the Animal Control Department.
Counselor Van Buren and Counselor Enright. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 296.
Resolution 296 would approve attendance at the 60th Annual NICOM Fall Training School to be held September 27th through October 2nd, 2015, in Lake Placid, New York, at the request of Thomas W. Gillen, Mayor.
Counselor Van Buren, Counselor Kaplowitz. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 297.
Resolution 297 would approve attendance at the Advanced Operator Course to be held October 5th through the 7th, 2015, in Morrisville, New York, at the request of Gary Hallinan, Wastewater Superintendent.
Counselor Van Buren, Counselor Todd. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 297A.
Resolution 297A is a motion to remove Resolution number 279C from the table.
Counselor Van Buren, Counselor McLaughlin. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call Resolution 297B.
Resolution 297B would authorize the mayor to sign the proposal submitted by Connecticut Planning and Development Consulting Services.
Counselor Van Buren, Counselor McLaughlin. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
No.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 6-1.
Please call Resolution 297C.
Resolution 297C would waive the rules of the Common Council to present resolutions number 297D and 297E from the floor without committee consideration.
Van Buren. Councilman Goff. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call resolution 297D.
Resolution 297D would authorize the mayor to execute all documents necessary for the United States Department of Housing and Urban Development fiscal year 2015 Family Self-Sufficiency Program.
Council Capelitz. Councilman Goff. Any discussion? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
Please call resolution 297E.
Resolution 297E would authorize the mayor to execute all documents necessary to obtain additional ambulance for use during Harbor Fest.
Council Van Buren. Council Capelitz. Any discussion? Council Walker.
I have a few questions on this. I don't know if anybody's here to answer. Now, are we going to have another ambulance on, I know they're usually at Brightback. Are they going to be there and then we're going to run our 2 ambulances after the fact? Or is there just going to be one down there and one at the station?
As I understand, this one will be dedicated to the Harbor, and then already paid for the service.
Correct, I understand that. But are we going to run 2 ambulances out of the station, plus have that one down there, or one ambulance out of the station?
Based on Council Capelitz.
I know where Counselor Walker is going on this one, and that's going to be an awful busy time. And based on the reports that I've been seeing on the decision that we've made to cut the minimum manning to 10 and then operating 1 ambulance, based on the numbers that I'm seeing, we only lost $3,000 last week in revenue versus what it would have cost us to pay overtime for our fire department. And I think we need to address somehow how we're going to make sure we have the maximum number of ambulances available for our city on that particular day that are operated by the Oswego Fire Department.
Any other comments? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Counselor Todd. Counselor Walker.
Yes.
Counselor Barlow.
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren.
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz.
Yes.
Counselor Enright.
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin.
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0. Resolution 298 is a motion to move to executive session to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person or corporation. And we actually have 2 executive sessions tonight on the same topic.
Council Van Buren. Council Walker. Please call the roll.
Counselor Todd? Yes. Counselor Walker?
Yes.
Counselor Barlow?
Yes.
Counselor Van Buren?
Yes.
Counselor Kaplowitz?
Yes.
Counselor Enright?
Yes.
Counselor McLaughlin?
Yes.
The resolution passes 7-0.
We will now be going into executive session.
8:02.
EIO.
Motion to adjourn, Your Honor.
Yes.
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 Are you going to be